A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 684th edition of TSR Live. I'm sorry, TSR Primetime, your nightly dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. We are brought to you in part by Gorilla Mind Rush, the #1 non-habit-forming energy and focus supplement on the market. Get hyper-focus and sustained energy for hours on end without the crash, without the jitters. Support the show and your productivity by going to donovansharpe.com/GorillaMindRush to get your hands on a bottle or 70. It is Monday, November 2nd of 2020. Gentlemen, we are 1 day away from the general election. That's right. Tomorrow is voting day. Tomorrow is absolutely voting day. I'm not the guy that's going to be all, oh, get out there and vote. I'm not going to virtue signal like that. If you want to vote, vote. If you don't, don't. However, I will be on the air tomorrow night with Miami J doing an election night special. I know absolutely positively nothing about politics. I know enough to not sound like an idiot. Right? I know enough to not sound like an idiot. And Miami J has proven over the years that he's very politically astute. And so I will defer to his expertise. I will be the idiot on the podcast. He will be the expert, and we will most certainly go from there. Hopefully that doesn't get me taken down, because I've heard rumors. I've heard rumors and grumblings that after the election, depending upon who wins, that there's supposed to be some sweeping takedowns of the more conservative channels. I mean, obviously, I'm not a conservative channel. I don't talk politics, but by the same token, I am most assuredly not left-leaning. As you guys can see, I still have a bit of a lisp because I've got my tooth aligners in. I've been blessed a little bit this year, and something I've always wanted to do was to get my teeth straightened. And so I went with the Invisalign alternate. I didn't go with Invisalign because they were far too expensive. But I went with a company that was much more reasonable. It was much more reasonable. Tricky Trini, I am told. And I mean, apologies, I do not have Sharpe Stream up. I always try to get Sharpe Stream up, but I'm a little off today because we had Devin took me out to dinner, and my preparation for the podcast kind of went by the wayside, and so the batteries for my camera sliders, those died. So no moving cameras today, no moving cameras tonight, but I am still going to give you the multiple camera angles. So if you guys would just excuse me, what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to get into Sharpe Stream, because it looks like you guys are having a blast in Sharpe Stream, what with all of the gifts. And I am here. If ever there was a reason to become a patron, it's got to be for Sharpe Stream, because Sharpe Stream it's my own private platform, right? I can't get taken down. It's a foreign server. Nobody can report me, flag me. As long as I'm not doing anything illegal, they're going to leave me alone. Unlimited bandwidth, so I can have, 50 zillion people watching me and all that good stuff. But the picture on Sharpe Stream is so much nicer than on YouTube. So I'm looking at it right now, and it's just incredibly, don't get me wrong, it looks great. It does look good on YouTube. But it looks so much better. It looks so much better on Sharpe Stream. But what you want to do is you want to get to Sharpe Stream, because you can post animated GIFs or GIFs or whatever. And King Life in Sharpe Stream says, be ready for all hell to break loose when we find out who wins. Very good. I appreciate that. Shout out to Brandon Charles, who's in the building. Kyle 2020. Mr. E 1976 says, I can't believe Donovan is almost at 100K on YouTube. That is some cool S. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I mean, listen. I'm not there yet. I ain't there yet. I was well on my way about a month ago. Then I started losing subscribers. I seem to have thwarted that, at least for the time being. And I always said there's no way YouTube is going to let me hit 100,000 subscribers, but it appears I'm on the way. Not going to claim it yet. Tricky Trini in Sharpe Stream says LA is all boarded up in preparation for the coming storm. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be something. And again, I made this prediction on election night back in 2016. I was actually on the phone with Devin when the votes came in, and it was clear that you-know-who was going to win. And I said, you want to know something? I said the election in 2020, that is going to be the largest voter turnout in U.S. history. And even with the 91 Davak, the beer bug, I still think that's going to be true. So tomorrow is going to be a crazy, crazy day. I am here for all of the nonsense and foolishness. One thing I will not miss are all of the political campaigns and all of the yard signs. I'm glad it's finally coming to an end. I really, really am glad this is finally coming to an end. Let me shout out my guys over on the YouTube side. JB84 is in the house. Good to see you in here. BK from the Rockies, of course, is in the building. Nate Dogg, Josh Marango. Looks like you are a new chat member. I appreciate you being in the chat. Thank you for becoming a member. True Chino says, here we go. Ice Dragon Kid says, aw, snap, a classic. Yes. Today is kind of a remix of an episode I did about a year and a half ago. I did this episode a year and a half ago, and I think this was back when I had around maybe 35,000 subscribers. So right around 60 to 65% of my subscribers have never seen this episode. They've never seen this episode, and I think that this is one of those evergreen episodes that is going to be relevant even now. It's absolutely positively going to be relevant even now. All of the Crimson Capsule themes are going to be on full display. So we are in for a treat tonight. BK from the Rockies says, man, I'm going to be so happy when this ends. I'm tired of getting random texts about voting. Oh my God, dude. I swear to God, man. Listen, I understand this and we live in a democratic society, right? We live in a democratic society. I'm very, very happy that I live in a country where, I get to have a say. And you know what, man? Political ads and all that, it does get a little bit old. It does get a little bit monotonous. But hey, you know what? Hashtag first world problems, right? I'm not saying that we can't complain or that we can't, say that we're sick of them. But, listen, consider the alternatives, right? I mean, we could be living in Cuba. That's all I'm going to say. At any rate, I actually said rates. See that? There's the lisp. At any rate, let's get right to it. Today's topic was submitted a year and a half ago by a gentleman who goes by the name Moo. Yes, the cow Moo. So a special thanks goes out to Moo for today's topic, and this is a good one. Gentlemen, this is about a 35-year-old freelance independent filmmaker by the name of Paula Shargorodsky. Now, Paula Shargorodsky made a short film called Female Freedom Has an Expiration Date, being 35 and single, detailing her dating life and why she is still single in her mid-30s. Now, Paula Shargorodsky, I think, is probably in her 40s now, because apparently this particular short film that she made came out back in 2013. So if she was 35, yeah, that'll put her around 42. Gentlemen, this video, and really ladies, if you're watching, this video should serve as a cautionary tale to young women that being a free spirit and single, while a lot of fun, there is a high cost for this lifestyle. Now, predictably, I'm going to take off these headphones because I think I'm going to start doing the podcast without the headphones. I don't think they're because it's squeezing my head and they're starting to get uncomfortable, and I'm just going to do it without the headphones because a lot of the best podcasters do it without the headphones. So I don't really need the headphones. I can still hear. Anyway. So there is a cost for this lifestyle. Now, predictably, Miss Shargaratsky doesn't understand this and rationalizes not only her bad behavior in terms of sleeping around, but she cannot come to grips with the fact that she is actually going to end up alone. She doesn't get it yet. What makes this woman unique to me is that Paula Shargaratsky is Argentinian. Now, women from Argentina, they're supposed to be these traditional girls that men around the world become expatriates for in order to be with. But as you will see in this video, the scourge of feminism is infiltrating even the most consistent strongholds of true femininity. So without further ado, let us get to the short video. Here we go. Hang on. Okay, so let me stop it right there. Oh, wait a minute. All right, hang on, guys. Having some production issues here. Hang on. That didn't stop where it was supposed to. Let me. Nope, still not. Be patient with me, guys. I'm gonna get to it. There we go. All right, now we're good. Now I gotta make sure you guys can see my head. All right, here we go. Let me stop it right here. Already, you can see that her phone is cracked, which is a telltale sign of a female who sleeps around. Guys, I don't know why this is. I honestly don't know why this is. And you guys, listen, you guys know this too. I don't have any scientific information on this. There's no data that I know of. But personally, I have never met a female with a cracked phone who was not a banana gobbler. It's almost like a covert sign of cucumber connoisseurism. I've actually discovered. Like, here's another one I discovered. If a girl who has a hobby and it's an art and it's extremely bad at it, she is a banana gobbler. She is a cucumber connoisseur. She is an eggplant enthusiast, right? She likes to paint. She likes to write poems. She likes to do pottery or whatever. And it's always horrible. I've hooked up with plenty of girls who were terrible painters and did pottery, and it looked like it was done in Miss Crabapple's 4th grade class. Again, I can't explain it, guys. I don't know if there's a scientific explanation, but if a woman has an artistic hobby and is terrible at it, she's been passed around every time. Well, it is the same as the cracked phone. If you meet a girl who has a cracked phone, I have no idea why this always is, but it's 100% true. It automatically puts her into the bedroom fun only category. Yeah, see this? Look at this. So you guys can also see that she's got crap all over her floor and that her apartment is unkempt. Look, just watch.
This is me.
Paula, Argentine, 35 years old and single.
By now, I should have been at the wedding of my last single friend. But for some reason, I fell asleep. Obviously, there's something I don't want to face.
I wonder what that is. Before we move along, again, an unkempt apartment. This is like the cracked phone, okay? This is like the hobby that she sucks at, okay? This is another habit that promiscuous women have in common, which is a messy house, or True Chino said it right there in the house. Messy house equals for the streets. Sweetheart, you live alone. You don't have kids, you don't have a husband, you don't have a boyfriend. All you have to do is take care of yourself, and your apartment is still junky? Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, she doesn't have to have a pristine place. She doesn't need to be OCD or use white gloves to make sure that her place is just totally spotless. But at least pick your crap up off the floor and make your apartment presentable. Guys, this is a sign of laziness, probably the beginning stages of alcoholism. Girls I've dated in the past who have perpetually junky apartments were always marathon drinkers. Dude, they get up in the morning, they have breakfast with a mimosa, then around noon they have a glass or 3 of wine. Then at, like, I don't know, maybe 3 o'clock, 3:30, maybe a vodka and a Coke. Then when the sun goes down, she puts the pedal to the metal, gets drunk, has crazy sex with me, falls asleep, does it all the same the next day, rinse and repeat. A dirty apartment or a dirty house is a telltale sign that a female is not only lazy, but also promiscuous. Also promiscuous. Actually, you want to know something? I'm actually going to put an article in the chat here. I'm going to put an article in the chat. It was actually written by one of my favorite Return of Kings contributors. He went by the name of Aviator, which was Aviator. Yes, the guy is a pilot. And the title of the article is "If There's a Mess on the Floor, She's Probably a," and then of course you guys can rhyme with that. So Paula, just to sort of reset this here, Paula is Argentine, which means that she was likely born and raised in Argentina, which is obviously in South America. Now, a lot of guys who want to become expats to see better quality women often say that South America is a great place to go to find these beautiful, virginal, traditional quality girls. But as you can see, like I said, man, the girl power movement is infecting even the last bastions of traditional femininity. It's incredible. You would think at some point somebody would put a stop to this, especially in these strongholds. I had Sharpe. Oh, you know what? I did have the Sharpe stream chat up. Let me see. You guys are putting some interesting things in Sharpe stream. The House of Shadow in Sharpe stream says, "I've studied the history of human civilization and human romance. Humans have spent more time as animals than we spent being cultured. The primary reason for sex was to procreate. Now, sex is used just as much for pleasure. The Common Era's creation of birth control has made sex consequenceless robots. Women like Paula will use her youth to sleep with guys in the top 80 to 100%. But once she hits the wall, do you think women alternatives will capture men in the mid 50 to 70% percentile to prevent her from using normal guys and simps as fallback guys?" I mean, that's a good comment. I mean, I don't want to be, listen, man, I don't want to be that guy. But tell me something I don't already know. Like, I appreciate the House of Shadow, but we're a highly educated audience. Like, we have a highly educated audience. There's no need to put in the oh, he also put this in the YouTube chat. Yeah. So yeah, again, listen, man, yeah, I appreciate the comments, but that's kind of red pill 101 there. We're all kind of aware of that. Let's continue.
I'm not one of those girls who's always dreaming of white dresses and cute babies. Vaya, bruto. But in the last few years, I've seen all my friends get married, one by one. They move in with their boyfriends, get married, and have children. But I'm only there as a witness.
Only there as a witness. That's interesting. She never really dreamed of babies and white dresses and marriage, right? Never even dreamed of this stuff, or at least that's what she says, right? But now that she's 35 and single, now all of a sudden, she's interested. And you guys can see, I mean, you guys saw the pictures up there. She was quite beautiful when she was younger. I mean, dude, she was freaking, look, let's rewind this a little bit. Look at how, I mean, this girl was devastating.
Get married, I have children. But I'm only there as a witness. I like.
Okay, so the sound. Forgive me, guys.
My friends, I happen to live a gypsy.
Oh, I'm an idiot. There we go. All right. The sound was coming. I'm such an idiot. All right. Listen, my apologies, guys. My apologies.
See life.
There we go. Okay, so that's much better. So now I can really hear. Okay, so, but like I said, you guys saw it again. I'm not gonna rewind it again. But dude, you could see like she was hot when she was younger, right? And if she's hot, what does that mean? That means endless male attention. Now, she probably does still get attention at 35, but not as much as when she was 25. So now that she's hit the wall, she's concerned. Gentlemen, this is the typical dating arc of the Western female. Now, I think she just said she lives a gypsy life. I'm going to rewind that just to make sure that we have that, because I don't know if she said that or not.
I'm only there as a witness.
Dude, she's freaking beautiful. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, fun and games. I'm going to catch the bouquet, blah, 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 blah.
Unlike my friends, I happen to live a gypsy life.
A gypsy life. Translation: I never settled down. A gypsy life is womanese for never settled down. Listen, man. Listen. I'm sure it was exciting going from shoot to shoot. But again, like I said, man, there is a price to be paid for living this exciting life. And she is going to start paying that now. I've always said that women can do whatever it is they want to do. If you want to sleep around, if you want to live the gypsy life, if you want to be a party girl, no problem. But you can't have it both ways. You can't live the gypsy life, sleep around, which she will talk about a little bit later, then settle down with a man and have kids in your mid to late 30s and be happy. It doesn't work that way. It is either one or the other.
As an assistant director, I traveled from shoot to shoot.
Acción.
For a few weeks, that film crew turns into a fleeting family. But when the film ends, so does that family.
Look, see? Look at all this crap all over her floor, man. Like, dude, her place is a wreck. Again, you don't have to be, I don't expect her to be, Mrs. Clean or anything like that, but dude. Ay. Big thanks goes out to Federico de Casa with the 10 euro super chat. Says, hi from Italy. We are too worried about the probably unrest in the USA. Lefty here, but after the RP and some truths, I've changed some ideas. As Jordan Peterson says, men are order and women are chaos. Yeah, I would agree with that. Well said. Thank you for the super chat, Federico. Jesus. Wonder how many times she's been pounded out on that Chase Lounge. Dude, look at how she's looking at the blender. Look how tired and soulless her eyes are right now. Just look at the way she's staring at the blender as if she's just worn down. She's not really looking at that blender. She is looking through it and daydreaming, thinking to herself, where has all the time gone? Like the crow's feet around her eyes, combined with that blank stare, that is the calling card of a female who's been rode hard and put away wet more times than she can probably remember. Ed Lattimore, $25 super chat, says, got into an argument with a woman who wanted to know what dating after 50 was like, and I told her that the game is over. A bunch of chicks with boy toys chimed in, but not one said they could actually find a man to commit. Listen, man, 50-year-old women can get men to commit. 35, 37-year-old women can get men to commit. 42-year-old women can get women to commit. 44, 47-year-old women, they can get men to commit. But there is a qualification with that commitment. That commitment is either for maybe 6 hours or overnight, or that commitment is from men that they ignored in their 20s, having to, quote, settle. Appreciate that super chat, Ed.
Mariana Lamont, ¿aceptas tomar como tu legítimo esposo a Hernán Javier Zungi?
Now, I'm the only single one left.
Se casa todo el mundo, abuela.
Se casa todo el mundo y papá no.
See, her mom is, I guess this is,
Es muy frío quedarse
oh, see, her grandmother is keeping it real with her.
sola.
It's not nice to stay alone. She goes.
In your 20s, you are free to do whatever you want. Have boyfriends, lovers, one-night stands, work, study. Just like men.
Just like men. Just like men, she says, listen to what this girl is saying. This girl is born and raised in Argentina, South America, where traditional femininity is supposed to be at the forefront. But here, this girl is literally talking like an American woman. She says, in your 20s, you are free to do whatever you want. You can date, have lovers, work hard, play hard, jobs, career, one-night stands, just like men. But like American women, she didn't understand that men and women are different. And that when you act like a man, your life doesn't turn out like a man's because you are a woman. So again, she's conflating men and women, which is what American women have been doing for the last 6 decades plus, and they're paying a steep price. House of Shadow, $10 super chat, says, my bad for being too early. It's all good. He said, but how far do you think this stuff will go before we have a return to videos like Young Virgins for Sale, the controversial bride market of Bulgaria? That, you know what? That is a very good question, Shadow. That is a very, very good question. How long will this stuff go on? I don't know, man. Like, that seems to be a question that a lot of guys like to ask. Donovan, when are we going to hit critical mass? When are we going to hit critical mass? When are things going to get so bad? Because, I mean, listen, man, life, society, culture, it's cyclical, right? I mean, listen, hell, let's use the presidents, for example. Let's use the presidents. Let's start back in 1992 with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was a far lefty. A lot of people say Bill Clinton was the first black president. So, after 8 years of Clinton, what did we do? We completely overcorrected and went with George W. Bush. George W. Bush, 9/11, the Patriot Act, and all that good stuff. America said, we're not really feeling the Republican Party anymore. So what did they do? They overcorrected even more and went with Barack Obama from Chicago politics, no less. And after 8 years of Obama, now America, dude, probably the biggest overcorrection in U.S. in political history with the election of Donald Trump. This is how this goes. So, I don't know, like, I would like to think that at some point the girl power movement would kind of sway the other way, but, I mean, good question, Shadow. One never knows. One never knows.
But female freedom has an expiration date.
Translation, the wall.
When you turn 30, a conservative curtain falls. At every social gathering, you're confronted with one silent question.
Oh, it says on your screen, when will you settle down? JB84, with the Bill Clinton gif, says, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. The blue dress says otherwise, Mr. President. Anyway, as far as the when will you settle down thing, she's telling a half-truth here, guys. You see, she's always been confronted with this silent question. But because she was young and beautiful, she never really paid any attention to it because she had all the time in the world. Like, think about it. What 22-year-old beautiful girl, this girl was freaking gorgeous. What 22-year-old beautiful girl living the gypsy life, traveling the world, would even think about settling down? But she says that when she turned 30, she started getting asked the silent question when the conservative curtain fell. No, baby girl. That conservative curtain fell a long time ago. But because you're 30, now you're hearing the questions and feeling those uncomfortable glances because you know you're running out of time. Those questions have always been at the forefront. But because you are now in your 30s, you're finally starting to see it. But because you've never paid attention to it in your 20s, you can hear it now. They've been asking this question for years. Your family has never changed, sweetheart. You changed, as in you hit the wall. and now you are panicking. Devin in the chat says, she sounds like Adina Rivers. Yeah, she kind of does, doesn't she? Dude, Adina Rivers is oh my God. Dude, at least Adina Rivers still looks good. Holy God. Oh, yours.
After all, I was raised in a traditional way.
Raised in a traditional way. Every time somebody says Adina Rivers, I think of Adina Howard, freak like me. Every time somebody says, oh, Donovan, you did a great job on the Adina Rivers video, I always got to play Adina Howard. Anyway, she says she was raised in a traditional way, but I brought that point up to say this. Just because a girl was raised traditionally does not mean she turned out that way. Beware of girls who say that they were raised in a traditional family. These girls are the ones who go buck wild as soon as they leave home and jump into bed with anything with a Y chromosome and a smile.
And I followed the rules to the letter until the time came to choose a boyfriend.
Buongiorno, siete su Natural Geographic.
I was looking for an intense, passionate love story.
Oh boy. And there it is, an intense, passionate love story. These are the musings of a woman who's watched too many romantic comedies and too many Disney movies. A woman who doesn't idealize marriage and family, but idealizes an intense, passionate love story. She has no such thing, or she has no idea, rather, that there is no such thing as an intense, passionate love story that ends in marriage and family. Life ain't the movies. And like most American women, she fell for the fantasy thinking she could make it a reality. And here come the Adina Howard. Jesus Christ. Now I'm going to have to listen to the song. That's going to be an earworm in my... Boom, boom. Yes, I'm dating myself. That song came out when I was in high school. Adina Rivers, freak like me.
And I found many.
Translation. I slept around. I love how women characterize the act of going to bed with a lot of men in a short period of time as anything but what it is. Some girls call it freelancing. Some girls call it exploring the possibilities, finding myself, right? All of my womanese students, you guys know about these. This girl took it one step further and gave it a little more shine and called them intense, passionate love stories. JB84 says, translation, she wanted to get banged out. No, sweetie, these are men you slept with. Nothing more. Like, girls look back on sleeping around and they're ashamed of themselves. They know they are. So they make themselves feel better if they call their bed hopping pasts intense, passionate love stories, as if it's some sort of profound experience that altered the universe as we all see it. No, that's just letting dudes plow you into oblivion again and again and again, and robbing you of your innocence and your soul. Now, you noticed on the screen, let me go back here.
Buongiorno, siete su Natural Geographic.
I was looking for an intense, passionate love story.
First love. First love. Right?
And I found many.
Oh my God, that hair is... Look at this outfit, dude.
Each one of them was the love of my life.
Look at that. Love at first sight. Translation. He was hot. And look, dude, look at her. Like, look at how happy she is. Look at her smile, those pearly whites, eyes just a gleaming. You can always tell when a girl likes a guy when there's a twinkle in her eye. There is literally a twinkle in her eye. Yeah, Devin, of course, says that, and I found many. Yes. Translation. James Young, many saw. You see, you guys get it. Listen, I can tell who my womanese students are and who are not. Helfong says her journey of D's. James Young says many sausages. Right? Very good. Very, very good. You guys are all making me very, very proud. Yes, JB84 says she probably just had sex in this picture. I would actually double down on that, JB84. In this picture, It could be one of three things. She could either be about to have sex, she could have just had sex, or she could actually be having sex in this picture. You just never know. You just never know with girls like these. You never know. Oh, boy. So on your screen, it says let me go back to actually, hold on. Let me go back to camera 2 so you guys can see. So on your screen, it says none lasted more than 2 years. None lasted more than 2 years, guys. That tells you all you need to know.
I never imagined they would all end
Wow.
up together in a box of tapes.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. In a box of tapes. In a box of tapes. Let me go back to this none lasted more than 2 years, right? She says none lasted more than 2 years, and she called some other guys, you know. And it's funny. It's funny. So the guy was like love at first sight. Then another guy he was the love of my life. Again, guys, rationalizing sleeping with a bunch of dudes. Oh, he was the love of my life, so I'm not really promiscuous. These are girls that I like to call the serial girlfriend banana gobbler, right? These are the girls who sleep around but call every guy they sleep with their boyfriends or the love of their lives to avoid the stigma of being called what they are. You guys understand that? And then, of course, she just wrote on the screen, none lasted more than 2 years. Yes, short-lived bedroom fests that never lasted that long. And I can guarantee you, the one that lasted 2 years, and make no mistake, gentlemen, there was only one. That's the guy who alpha widowed her. That's the guy. That's the guy. That's the guy she can't stop thinking about, even to this day at 35 years old. That's the guy she wishes that she was still attracted to her now at 35. Oh my God, the collection. Okay. A collection of tapes. Dude, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is incredible. I guess that's where she's getting all of this footage from. Dude.
I never imagined they would all end up together in a box of tapes.
You kidding me with this? Are you serious? She documented all of her hookups. Let me rewind and see if we can see the sheer volume of all of these intense, passionate love stories. Well, let me see how many we can see. Just for kids and kittens here.
I never imagined they
Okay, so all right.
would all end up together.
Okay, yeah. Oh wow, Martin. Oh yeah. You guys see the number of tapes? You guys see the number of tapes you see on your screen? I can promise you, there are at least 4 times more she never documented. Gentlemen, this is her trying to give us her notch count, which she is still lying about. She wants us to think that those tapes represent all of the dudes she hooked up with, but they probably represent about 25% max. Guys, all girls lie about their body counts. All of them. They lie about it in different ways, but they all lie about it. This girl does it with tapes. Other girls lie with their mouths. Others lie with their lifestyles that lead you to believe that they've never slept around. All women are like that. Even the pretty girls from Argentina. Geeky Anomaly, $5, says messy home equals poor impulse control. This is further shown by the string of many intense relationships. Poor impulse control makes for a bad LTR or wife. Gentlemen, I've had experience with these kinds of girls. Okay? I've had experience with a lot of these kinds of girls. Girls who just can't help themselves. If they see a dude, something in them just triggers them to throw out an IOI. Something to let him know, hey, I'm interested-ish. And the way they do it, there's so much plausible deniability, like centered around there. It could be her just looking at somebody. Hell, it could be the way she takes a picture. It could be her raising her voice a little bit. I'll tell you a quick story. Devin hates when I tell this story, but we're in Hawaii. Okay? It's like the second or third morning that we're there. And we're sitting down at breakfast. Beautiful, dude, the breakfast was unbelievable. Pacific Ocean right beside us. I'm giving little pieces of hash browns to the birds that were real cute. Devin and I normally just had a quick conversation. We'd only been dating a few months then. And so all of a sudden she starts getting demonstrative and loud and using her hands to talk. And after about 10 or 15 seconds, it dawned on me. I just kind of turned and looked around. Ah, yeah. Sitting right behind me was a dude who may as well have been Thor. So do you know what I did? I said out loud, I said, look, listen, if you want his number, all you have to do is ask. I mean, he's sitting right here. Devin turned a brilliant shade of magenta. That's how this goes. A lot of guys, dude, listen, man, I've had having been cheated on, dude, I've been cheated on by more women than most guys have slept with. I know all the sneak tip flirting techniques. I know them all. If she gets loud around somebody, if all of a sudden she gets demonstrative, if your girl is walking behind you, she'll be looking at other guys. Dude, I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you. I've been there, I've done that, I've seen it all. These are girls who have poor impulse control. Something happened to them in their lives where for whatever reason, they just got to get validation from men. That's how they are. You got to leave these guys, you got to leave these women alone. They will drive you absolutely mad. They are not worth committing to. I don't care what her issues are. Her issues are not your problem. Listen, if something bad happened to her when she was a kid, hey, you know what? I'm sorry for you, but that's something that you're going to have to deal with on your own. Now, if a woman manages to sort of get over on you and sort of keep this under her hat, and then 3-4 years later, you're like, wait a minute, what the hell? At that point, you got a choice to make. Do you decide to stick it out, or do you cut bait and run? The point is that just like Geeky Anomaly said, poor impulse control, that is the number one destroyer of relationships. Women have poor impulse control. They just have to do it. This is why women need to be with a man who can protect her from herself. That's how it is. Listen, that's how it is. That's how it is.
Together in a box of tapes.
In a box of tapes. So this is her and her mother. Divorced after 33 years of marriage. So she says, Mom, do you think I'll ever have a relationship?
Pensás, mami, ¿qué va a pasar? Me imagino que a lo mejor
Mom says, I guess that at one point you will grow up.
Vas a ir madurando y vas a valorar estar en
And you'll appreciate being in a relationship.
pareja y vas a hacer un esfuerzo porque hay que.
But you have to make an effort. Her mother, as good as told us that her husband divorced her after 33 years, that she didn't make an effort. What's happening right here is Mama Shargaratsky is giving her daughter some wisdom. She's telling her indirectly, relationships take work. I didn't put in the work, and your father left me. Well, it appears that Paula has inherited some of those same traits. She doesn't make an effort because she's young and beautiful. You know what? Her mom probably was too, right? And now she finds herself 35 and single and asking her mother, do you think I'll ever have a relationship that lasts? Her mother told her, sure you can. But it takes more than beauty to keep a man in demand around. I failed at it, and that is why I have no man. This woman is divorced and telling her daughter that she'll appreciate being in a relationship of consequence because looking back, she realized that she had a good man and is warning her daughter that while it's easy to catch a good man, it is much harder to keep him if you don't make the effort.
Hay que hacer un esfuerzo para poder convivir con otra persona. Hay que hacer un gran esfuerzo, no es fácil.
A big effort.
Parte del ser humano es crear, tener hijos, tratar de armar algo. Después, bueno, sí, creo que dura. Ojalá que dure mucho tiempo.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Dad is remarried. This dude is also on a golf course, which means he's probably well off. Obviously, Dad is a high-value guy. How much you want to bet? It says he's remarried. How much do you want to bet that his new wife is younger and hotter. And for the wives watching this thinking, OMG, he left his wife for another woman, you would be right. But you are conveniently leaving out the part where his ex-wife just admitted, indirectly, oh, okay, I thought YouTube took me offline. All right, never mind. Are we still good on, I think are we still, okay, we're good on Sharpe stream. Hang on. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, we're looking good. All right. Hang on a second.
Tiempo.
Okay, all right, so we're good. All right. But what you harpies out there are leaving out is the part where his ex-wife didn't make an effort to stay attractive to her husband. And like I said, she admitted this herself when she told her daughter the lesson she learned the hard way, which is if you don't make a big effort, your husband will replace you. And wives, I'm talking to you here now. You need to understand this for the ladies who are watching. For the ladies who are watching and are still married, understand this, okay? Understand this. You need to understand that your husbands truly love you. They don't expect you to look like a supermodel your entire lives, but you have to make an effort to look and be attractive, okay? Your husbands gave you the right of first refusal as far as their sexual attraction to you is concerned. If you refuse to make an effort, he will find another woman. I mean, listen, for all we know, his ex-wife not only got fat and unattractive, and she didn't look too slim there. Maybe she stopped putting out. Maybe she stopped going down on him. Maybe she stopped trying to dress up and look attractive for him. It could be any or all of these things. But one thing is certain, she didn't do enough, and this is why he left her. So many women give their wives, or rather, so many women give their husbands and boyfriends, they give them like duty sex. Or sometimes they even withhold the booty, but then turn around and wonder why he cheated when you know damn well why he did. So for all of you wives out here chastising dad for getting remarried, you can continue to feign ignorance here. We all know that men are visual creatures. And if you show a lack of effort, he is going to bounce like a bad check and find a woman who actually makes an effort to stay attractive. As Ice Dragon Kid says, duty sex is barely even sex. I would wholeheartedly agree. All right, James Young with the $5 super chat says her mom called Paula a child indirectly. Yes, she did. Technomage B5 says nothing good comes easy, especially good relationships. Work, discipline, agreeing on what's acceptable, and maintaining it are key. Real talk. Appreciate that. Tevin says, I'm not embarrassed. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, you know what? She might actually have forgotten, because I think she was probably maybe 6 mimosas in. Dude, we were sloshed the entire time in Hawaii. Like, dude, I think we were sober for like maybe a half an hour. Dude, we drank from sun up till sundown. Holy moly. Woo! God almighty. Man, I had a, dude, our trip to Hawaii, that's the first time I'd ever had a Long Island iced tea. Ah! Dude, after 2, I was flattened. Whew, man, oh man. That was good stuff. Let us continue with the breakdown.
Pero, si buscas
Look at Dad.
la perfección, vas a estar, no vas a encontrarla nunca.
Uh-oh. He said, he's telling his daughter, if you're looking for perfection, you're not going to find it.
For once, I decide to look for a good guy.
For once, I decided to try to look for a good guy. For once, she said, which means she's been chasing bad boys and men who are bad for her. I love how women always tell on themselves. I love how they always tell on themselves. If you let a woman talk long enough, eventually she will tell on themselves. They will tell on themselves.
And hence Fernando.
Oh, there's Fernando.
The perfect boyfriend,
The perfect boyfriend. Oh, yeah.
especially for my family.
Oh, yes. Oh, the perfect boyfriend, especially for my family. I'm going to give you guys a little Womanese Volume 3 preview. If she says, my dad would hate you, you're doing it right. If she says, my parents would love you, you are doing it wrong. Little Womanese Volume 3 preview for you guys.
Sí, sefaradí.
So, you guys can see, you can look at Fernando, decent looking guy, he's well-mannered, well-dressed. You can see here he's actually looking a little effeminate, right? But the perfect boyfriend. I found Mr. Right, negative. Fernando is beta bucks. Look at this guy. You can see that he lacks confidence, he lacks drive. He's just another nice guy looking to rescue a promiscuous female from her bad decisions.
I finally become the nice Jewish girl everyone wants me to be.
Oh, here we go.
Throughout
Okay.
our relationship, we attend.
Look at this. Oh, yeah, look at this. This is funny. So, that's Paula. This is Paula. If you're looking at the screen, she is in the pink glasses and the red dress. There's Fernando in the green glasses. She looks like she could not get further away from Fernando. Look at him. She's like, oh, get me away from this guy. Dude, they say a picture says 1,000 words, man. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Look at your screen, man. She is not into Fernando. No, she's not.
18 weddings.
18 weddings. Okay, let's see. Dude, she's actually still quite attractive. God, dude, she attended 18 weddings. Wow.
But when the time
She almost looks uncomfortable. Look how uncomfortable she looks. He's like, we're taking a selfie together. She's like, eh. Her head is tilted slightly away. Slightly away.
comes to plan our own,
Oh, there it is. There it is. I got to take a screen grab, and I got to put it on the screen. There it is, guys. This is an opportunity for a screen grab. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We're in trouble. Guys, Fernando is in trouble. Hang on. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Does this look like a woman? Does this look like a woman who is aroused by her man? Does this look like a woman who actually wants to be kissed by the dude who is kissing her? Look at her face. Her head is turned away. She's got the uncomfortable smile. She can barely close her eyes. She looks repulsed by this guy. She looks repulsed, and it looks like Fernando's put on some weight, too. Looks like Fernando's put on some weight there. So you've got all these pictures as proof. You've got all these pictures as
relationship.
proof.
We attend 18 weddings.
18 weddings. Good God. Fernando also has a unibrow. Guys, look, man. Look. Groom yourselves properly. If you have a unibrow, wax it. If you have a beard, take care of the beard, right? Like, dude, you see my beard? My beard, listen. You guys, listen. Look. I'm well groomed. My hairline is extra crispy. I cut my own hair. Hold on. I'm going to brag on myself now. Look at my hairline, guys. You see my hairline? My hairline is extra crispy. My beard looks good. I'm looking good. And guess what, guys? When I get out of the shower, I don't just put on cocoa butter. I spray on a little cologne. Well, why would you spray on cologne, Donovan? You're not going anywhere. Dude. So I did a talk a while back, and I promise I'm going to bring this back around. I might actually do a podcast on this. I did a workshop called 7 Things Your Wife Loves About Me. So I was literally telling guys in this room, when I pound your girlfriend, when I bang your wife, I'm going to tell you 7 reasons why she did that. 7 reasons, 7 things your wife loves about me. And so what I did is I pointed to a guy. I said, what cologne are you wearing right now? He said, I think it's Axe body spray. There you go. I said, what I'm wearing? I'm wearing green Irish tweed. I've also got Christian Dior Sauvage. I've got Spice Bomb in there. I've got Aqua de Jo. Your wife loves that I smell good all the time. When women cheat on their husbands, their boyfriends, the guys they cheat with always smell good. They always smell good. Now, you could say, well, a lot of men smell good. Why is that so enticing to women? Well, it's not enticing to women except if her boyfriend is slacking off on his grooming. Fernando's got a unibrow, and I can probably safely assume that if he has a unibrow, he probably doesn't use cologne. Guys, I'm here to tell you right now. Just being properly groomed, that's gonna separate you from half the guys out there. Dude, having your hairline on point, your beard game, everything on point, smelling good, wearing clothes that fits, dude, you're gonna stand out no matter what you look like. Right? Groom yourselves, gentlemen. Dude, and listen, you don't have to spend all day. It actually takes me quite a while. Devin will tell you, when I have to go to take a shower, I'm in there 45 minutes. I'm in there for 45 minutes making sure my beard is right. I got to put all my beard product in. Like, dude, this beard takes work. But guess what? That makes it less likely. That makes my woman less likely to be tempted by. So I'm telling you right now, lack of grooming will cause your woman to get turned off. You better believe it. As Devin said, sponsored by Manscaped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of guys, why doesn't my girlfriend go down on me? Dude, there is a podcast I did a while back. It's on Patreon. 5 reasons why your girlfriend isn't handling her business down there. Because you look like Don King down there, homie. Like, fam, trim it up. Take care. Listen, you're a man. You have to groom yourself properly. You don't have to primp and preen. You don't have to be a pretty boy. But your stuff has to be cleaned up. Look at my beard. I don't have all that extra growth going on. No, It's all tight. The beard is tight. The hairline is tight. It's all tight. Dude, take 10 extra minutes a day and groom yourself, guys. That's all. Dude, 10 extra minutes a day. That's all it takes. Just groom yourself.
But when the time comes to plan our own, I realize I'm not being true to myself.
Oh, boy. I realized I'm not being true to myself. Translation: I'm not aroused by Fernando. Guys, this is so predictable. Like honestly, I'm looking at the chat. Did we really expect her to stay with Fernando? Of course not. Of course we didn't. Listen, we looked at the pictures. Look, look at this. What else does Fernando have? Listen, he's still got the unibrow. He's not even going for the 5 o'clock shadow look. This is just some overgrowth. And you can tell she is disgusted by this guy. She's not aroused by him, guys. She's attracted to his nice guy persona. She's attracted because her family likes him. But a funny thing happens when you ride the carousel. You are no longer genuinely aroused by men who are attractive, men who possess the qualities of a gentleman. Fernando is obviously a gentleman. Listen, he left a lot to be desired in the grooming department, but listen, a 10-minute class could have fixed that, right? When you gorge yourself on bad boys and players for a decade plus, you lose the ability to be turned on by men who are not delinquents. You lose the ability to be turned on by men who aren't deviants, men who are womanizers. It's like a person who does, I don't want to say the drug, we'll call it meth, for 3 years, right? Fries their receptors, fries their pleasure receptors. When you're on meth, everything tastes good, feels good, all that. Person goes to the detox, person gets clean, but now they can't figure out why they're no longer excited by the simple things in life, like a good steak, or a funny movie, or a beach trip, or an unbelievable bike riding adventure. Devin, are you cooking something down there? Hang on a second, guys. Hang on. It smells funny. Something smells funny. I hope it's not, Hang on a second, guys. I am smelling something, I'm smelling something electrical. Hang on, guys. Be patient with me here. Huh. Something smells like it's... Something smells like it is... Hang on, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. It smells like something is amiss down there. No, everything's fine there. All right, well, hey, you know what? All right, well. Ah! Devin turned on the heat. There we go. Okay. All right. So Devin turned on the heat. Dude, I knew I wasn't going freaking crazy, man. I was like, dude, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, so Devin said she turned on the heat. Okay. All right. So that's what it was. You know, it's interesting. You can actually smell heat. Oh, you guys are freaking killing me. So in the Sharpe stream, we've got a bunch of GIFs of The Rock. Okay, so we can definitely smell what The Rock is cooking. All right. Okay. All right. All right. I just wanted to make sure my equipment wasn't frying over here, because dude, we're pushing out a lot of we're pushing some heavy stuff in this studio. Honestly, the electricity out of this studio probably accounts for about 75% of our electric bill, and that's real talk. Okay, so Devin turned on the heat. That's why I was smelling heat. Okay, very good. Very good. All right. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, it's freezing. Okay, got it. Okay, all right. It's all good. Anyway, so sleeping around, riding the carousel, that fries a woman's dating receptors to the point where she requires only bad boys to turn her on, right? Like regular, healthy, mentally stable men no longer excite or arouse her, and that's why Fernando is out the door. But like most women, Paula will never just come right out and say, I'm not aroused by Fernando because I slept my way through my 20s and no longer have the ability to pair bond with the kinds of men who would make great husbands. No, they never say this. Instead, they say, I realized I wasn't being true to myself. Being true to yourself, what does that even mean? It means literally nothing. But women use this excuse to cover up the fact that the men they're with aren't giving them the same dopamine hits that crystal meth level men used to give them in their 20s.
I cannot be that perfect bride.
Oh, I cannot be that perfect bride. So she says, I cannot be that perfect bride. This is another excuse that women like to use. I can't be perfect, so I have to go. Right? Guys, listen, man. Ladies, men don't expect perfection, and women know this. But to give herself permission to leave the nice guy, she says, I cannot be the perfect bride, which is pretty much another version of it's not you, it's me. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, isn't this interesting? Oh. Wait a minute, now, you see, I got to rewind that, hold up. I got to rewind that, this is funny. Watch this. Watch this, this is hilarious. So 25% of me wants to get married. 27% of me wants to be free. 26% longs for a spiritual life. 22% wants children. Translation: I want the status and security of being married with children while also having the freedom to sleep with whoever I want. Gentlemen, what you are seeing on your screen, haven't quite perfected this, what you're seeing right there is alpha seed beta need. That's all this is. And by the way, that 26% that longs for spiritual life, guys, that's BS. That's BS, dude. The spiritual life is exactly the same as wants to be free, which means to sleep around with no consequences. This is undercover virtue signaling, by the way, guys. Undercover virtue signaling. Oh, look! She wants a spiritual life. How moral and profound of her. Give me a break. She can't describe what she means by spiritual life. She actually just put this on there to sound like she's this complex creature searching for greater meaning. She's trying to avoid putting that 26% into the wants to be free statistic because she doesn't want to be judged for wanting her cake and eating it too. So the percentages are obviously quite off.
I still don't know how to resolve this equation. But at least I learned a few things about myself.
Oh. Okay.
I don't want those intense, impossible relationships of my 20s.
That's bullshit. That is 100% BS, guys. She does want those relationships, but she can no longer have them, so she is pretending she doesn't want them. Rollo Tomasi likes to call this making your necessity a virtue. I don't want to live in a really nice house anymore. Yeah, you do. You just can't afford to. I like women who are thick. I don't care if a woman's not in shape. No, you don't, and yes, you do. You just can't attract women who take care of their bodies. I don't think white girls are attractive at all. Yes, you do. They just don't want you. I'm so done with players. No, baby girl. Players are done with you. This chick isn't fooling anybody. Because you can bet your bottom dollar that even if one of those guys showed interest in her, dude, she'd jump back into bed with that dude faster than she could say Fernando.
Nor do I want a perfect husband behind a white picket fence.
Oh, God. And again, she pretends not to want what she can't have. Actually, Paul, you want to know something? You're right. You're right. I've just discovered myself that I no longer want to drive a Lamborghini. Go figure.
And I definitely don't plan to spend my life alone.
Oh, I don't plan to spend my life alone. No woman ever plans to spend their life alone, but they end up that way. She's just now figuring out, guys, holy shit, my time is up and I have to find a man ASAP so I don't end up alone. Of course you don't plan to end up alone, and you may not. But the trade-off is that you're going to end up miserable anyway, because the only men who will want to wife you up are men like Fernando. And as you've already shown us, being with men like Fernando isn't being true to yourself.
Now I realize that everything I was looking for was much closer than I thought.
Oh, here we go.
Whether with someone or alone, in those glimpses, when you love and accept yourself totally, the world around you changes.
Translation. I know I'm going to end up alone. This is more making your necessity a virtue. I'm going to love you. I need to love myself. That is the calling card of a woman who realizes that she will never end up with a man she respects and loves, and that it is too late for her. It's too late. So self-love and self-acceptance becomes her mantra, so she doesn't cry her bed to sleep every night in her cold, dark room. Self-love. Self-love is a myth for women. I say this all the time. Man. We got guys out here who are pushing this narrative. You have to love yourself. What does that even mean? Love yourself? No. There is no such thing as self-love for women. A woman cannot love herself unless a man loves her first. I'll repeat that. A woman cannot love herself unless a man loves her first. It's just like the king-queen thing. You don't just declare yourself a queen because you're a woman. No, a king has to appoint you a queen. We got these chicks on Facebook. I don't need a king to be a queen. Oh, yes, the hell you do. Just like you need a man to love you so that you can love yourself. Women are always pretending that they don't want or need a man, yet that's all they really talk about.
In the end, happiness is a choice.
Oh, wow. No, sweetie, self-delusion is a choice.
Isn't it?
Directed and produced by Paula Shargorodsky. Guys, Paula Shargorodsky is yet another cautionary tale of a female born pretty enough to have any man she wanted. Any man she wanted. But she pissed away her prime fertile years on hookups, one-night stands, and random sex with random men. She lived that typical girl power American dream. She went to school, she graduated, she traveled the world. This was an unbelievable life she lived, guys. It was very exciting and very enriching. Dude, she's been to places and seen things she'll never forget for the rest of her life. But what she also did, as most attractive young females do, is sleep around. And while the single life is exciting and adventurous for young, pretty girls, it comes at a price. And the price that she will pay is that she will never, ever find a man she respects and loves to marry her. Not going to do it. And the reason why she won't is because those men no longer want her. I'm sure that at least half of those men on those memoirs on those tapes probably wanted to marry this chick. Dude, I can guarantee you, she got marriage proposals. Men vowing their undying love to her. And men who wanted to have children with her. Just like that crazy woman, Karen Cross. But like most women, tainted by the girl power movement movement, she stayed true to herself, rejected those offers, and moved on to the next hot guy to have another intense, passionate love story with, rinse and repeat. Now she's in her mid-30s, way past the wall, and saying things like, I don't care if I end up with a man. As long as I love myself, I don't need a man to love me. She tells herself these things to cope with the fact that she is either going to end up alone or with a man she is repulsed by so she doesn't have to be alone. So for all you men out here thinking that going to places like Ukraine, South America, Brazil to find women who are traditional and beautiful and want to start families young, you better move your timetable up, guys. Because the girl power movement is starting to permeate the last few strongholds of true femininity and traditional relationships where women get married young and let the men lead in the relationships. And guys, listen, I tell you all the time, I got played by a girl from Ukraine a few short years ago. Imagine what it's like there now. And if feminism has spread all the way down to Argentina, dude, imagine what the rest of that continent is like. Quality women, gentlemen, listen, man, they're hard to come by. They really are. They're hard enough to come by as it is. And overseas used to be a great place. It used to be a great resource for men. But Paula Shargorodsky, she is proving that these women are going to be extinct sooner, a lot sooner than later. That's all there is to it. All right. Let's see. Let me read all these other super chats. By the way, at the conclusion of tonight's show, I am going to shrink the audience down to just Sharpe Stream, and I'm going to show you guys tomorrow's video today. Tomorrow's video today, I uploaded it to YouTube. I'm going to premiere it tomorrow if I get the green dollar sign. And listen, I'm not saying this to oversell anything. No. I'm not going to say I would be shocked if I got the green dollar sign. I'm not going to say I wouldn't be I'm not going to say I'd be shocked, but there's a better than average possibility that I might not get it. I'm just keeping it 100 with you guys. I'm just keeping it 100. I might not get it. So if you are a patron, you have access to Sharpe Stream, and so whether I make this video public or not, you are going to be able to watch this video. Yep, it is currently under review. It is currently under review. I haven't really come up with a name or a title for the video yet. I'm thinking about the real pros and cons of dating white women for black men. And this covers everything from a biased, non-biased point of view. So yeah, that'll be something. That'll be something. So let me read the rest of these super chats, and I will then say farewell to my everybody audience, except for, of course, Sharpe Stream. See what we got here. JB84 says, those Long Islands will hit you. Devin says she loves my memory, or she loves this memory. Oh, she remembers that. Yeah. Dude, I was lit. I was lit. Yep, JB84 says she's not feeling this dude. Technomage B5 says Fernando never had a chance. Yep. Freelance Runner says that was the don't kiss me move. Better believe it. BK from the Rocky says over 1,000 watching. Hit the like button, folks. Yes, please do. Please do. Nate Dogg says, you smell what the Rock is cooking. Yes, she turned on the heat. So, yeah. That was the, dude, I was like, wait a minute. I smell heat. NYKia31 says, this woman is full of bleep. JB84 says, true to myself equals she belongs to the streets. It's funny, man. Like, listen, man, I'm never one to be like, well, I'm the one that came up with that, but I'm the first guy that I know of. I didn't say she belongs to the streets. I said, what did I say? I said 8s, 9s, and 10s are community property. Devin said, Donovan got a belly full of fire tonight. No, I had lobster bisque, a steak, and some lobster. Yeah, it wasn't, Josh Marengo says, if Beijing Biden wins, man, oh man, it's going to be tough for you Americans. Yeah. BK from the Rocky says, fair use. Oh, okay. Devin tells me that she meant I had energy. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Well, I actually had to take a Gorilla Mind Rush before I came on because I was actually starting to fade out because I had just eaten dinner. A heavy one at that. Dev says, I'd rather watch an episode of Hoarders than this chick. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. All right. I did not see any other super chats. So I'm going to bid a farewell. I'm going to bid farewell to my Facebook audience, my my YouTube audience, as well as my Twitter audience. And I am going to continue on Sharpe Stream, and I'm going to premiere tomorrow's video today. So thank you one and all for joining me for episode 684. I will be on tomorrow evening. I don't know what time tomorrow. I've got bowling league, and we're getting out a little bit earlier than we normally do. But Miami J and I will be doing an election night special. And so so that should be interesting. So I will see all of you right back here tomorrow night. And then, of course, TSR Live or TSR Primetime will continue on Wednesday. Thanks for watching.